Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. So today I've got a perfume declutter video for you. Basically over the past 6 months to a year, I've really been only using kind of the same small pool of fragrances again and again. And I just kind of feel like I no longer want all of these bottles sitting in my cupboard that I don't use. And I've also kind of been inspired a little bit by videos from Alithia Marie and also Hayley's Perfumes, the ones where they talked about no longer collecting fragrances anymore, to no longer be just collecting at such a rate where, you know, you can't possibly use them all, and it just kind of gets a little bit much. So kind of off the back of that, and also just the way I've been using my fragrances over the last 6 months to a year, I thought it was high time I just got rid of some to try and make it less overwhelming. Like, I'm not going to be getting rid of all of them at once. I'm going to put them into little groups. So today we're starting with, I think I've got 5 bottles, and then I'll have another look, and then I'll pick like another, say 5, and then I'll film like another video later or something, because otherwise the video would just be too long if I kind of got them all together and talked about them all in one video. So we're going to start with just 5 today. Basically, the main reasons that I'll be getting rid of these is just I haven't used them in such a long time, or I've gone off them, or I just kind of feel neither way about them, and therefore what's the point of having something in your collection that you don't absolutely love? So anyway, with all that being said, let's jump into the video. So the first fragrance that's going to be leaving my collection, oh by the way, if anyone's interested in purchasing these, just send me an email. I'll be leaving my email like on the screen and in the description as well. I can only post them within UK, so just bear that in mind. But if you're interested in taking these off my hands, send me an email and we can talk about it. So anyway, the first fragrance I will be getting rid of is the Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper fragrance. And this is kind of surprising to me in a way, because I did used to absolutely love this one, but I just think it's a lovely fragrance, but the pink pepper note in here for me now, like, it's just a bit too sharp and it's a bit too harsh. There's like a kind of punchiness to this fragrance, which it's, you know, in some ways it's a good thing, but just it's not where I am right now with my fragrance taste. I don't really enjoy that about this fragrance anymore. It's a bit too much, a bit too like invigorating, whereas like I generally tend to prefer like smoother fragrances that are just a bit more seamless, a bit more well blended, not that kind of like harsh, punchy attitude, if you know what I mean. But it's a beautiful fragrance nonetheless. Yeah, it's a lovely fragrance. It's quite sweet. It's your kind of saffrony, rosy, vanilla type of fragrance with the pink pepper, like I mentioned. It's got a kick to it. It's got some woody notes in there as well. So it's a really beautiful fragrance. It's just not for me anymore, and I cannot honestly tell you the last time I even wore this. It's been too long, and I just feel like there's no point having it in my collection anymore. So that's Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. The next one that's leaving my collection, this is kind of a shame actually, because I was gifted this one through PR and I never even really got the chance to, this is like the first time I'm talking about it basically. So I'll give a brief review of this one, but I'm not a fan of it, and I'm really shocked by that because I thought I would love it, and I'm pretty sure I even sampled it and I thought, yes, I love it. But for some reason every time I wore it, it completely nauseated me, and that one is Tubereuse Imperial from BDK, and this is the first BDK fragrance that I've owned. I was so excited to own this because I love the tuberose notes, but to be honest with you, although you do get the tuberose in here, there's something else in here that for me ruins the fragrance. And I know many people love this, and I'm not saying that there's anything truly wrong with the scent, it just doesn't work for me. And there's a note in here, I can't remember which note it is, but it gives it a kind of fruitiness, and I feel like it muddies the scent profile somewhat, and it just takes away from what could be a beautiful, creamy, lush green tuberose scent. It kind of adds something too much, and it makes it nauseating to me. It's almost like a fruity wine gum accent thrown in there, and it's too much because the scent, even without that, the scent would be a confident fragrance even without that note. But the fact that they've added that in here, I'll find out which note it is specifically. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But to me, it just completely, it's gilding the lily with this fragrance, and it's just a bit too much. It's nauseating to me. It could give me a headache. It's also a bit too strong. So like, you really don't need to spray a lot of this. So basically, in short, this fragrance is not for me, and it will be leaving my collection. So this was very kindly gifted to me by Sommelier du Parfum. They are a niche fragrance website. They are fantastic. You can order like a bespoke sample set, and they will also, based on your selections, they will pick one that they think that you will like. So definitely check them out. I feel terrible because, you know, I really appreciate them gifting this to me. It was very generous of them and everything, but it's kind of nauseating to me. And that one is Tubereuse Imperial from BDK. Next up today we have this fragrance in its little pouch here, and that's from Montal. And this one is Mukhallat. Now, this one has been in my collection for quite a wee while now, and I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with this fragrance. So like, I'll go through phases where I really, really like it. Then, you know, there'll be a time when I find it a bit too much. Then I'll decide I like it. But I'm at the point now where, like, again, I can't remember the last time I wore it. It's a bit too sort of avant-garde, conceptual, out there in the scent profile. It's just a bit too out there for me. Yeah, there's just something about it. It's a lot, this fragrance. So off the top of my head, it's got strawberry, it's got some kind of balmy resin notes, it's got sandalwood, I believe, it's got vanilla, maybe. It's very sweet, and it's powdery, it's intense, very, very heavy fragrance. I mean, it's a very interesting scent, and I've really enjoyed the few times, you know, that I've worn it and really enjoyed it. But I'm at the point now where it's not aligned with my taste in fragrance anymore, and I don't use it at all, so it will be leaving my collection, and that one is Montale Mukhallat. Next up today we have this fragrance from Masque Milano, and it's called Madeleine. Now, for any gourmand lovers out there, I think it's well worth a try because it's kind of this creamy hazelnut kind of fragrance with some vanilla. But for me personally, it doesn't smell bad, and in fact it's a really delicious gourmand kind of fragrance, but I would much prefer to have this as a scented candle or like a room scent or something like that, as opposed to a fragrance that I would wear myself, if that makes sense. It's just very, very gourmand in nature, very, very nutty as well. Like, the nutty note in there is very prominent to me, and I just have had no use out of this whatsoever. I had high hopes for this fragrance when I first received it. I thought it would be a go-to scent for me because I do love those. For example, I absolutely adore Hypnotic Poison EDT. It's, in fact, at the moment, that's my most worn fragrance for the autumn. I adore it so much. But for me, there's just something about this that's beyond, like, if you think about the way that Hypnotic Poison is kind of a gourmand fragrance, this one goes way, way, way beyond that in terms of how literally a gourmand that it is. So anyway, this one's going to be leaving my collection. If you love a sweet, nutty gourmand fragrance, then this may well be for you, but it just didn't work out for me in the end. And that one is Madeleine from Masque Milano. And last up today, the fragrance that will be leaving my collection is from L'Orchestre Parfums, and it is called Bouquet Encore. This one here. I did enjoy it when I first received it, but there's a note in here that bothers me, and it's kind of just, I haven't smelt it in a while actually. I might just jog my memory. So this fragrance has a lot of orange blossom in it. It's got some tuberose in there as well. So it's a very, very like sweet, loud, white floral kind of scent. If you enjoy fragrances like Scandal, Scandal by Night, Armani My Way, I think you would like this. However, like I mentioned, there's just something in here. I don't know if it's vetiver. I don't know what it is, but there's something in here that ruins it for me. It's just a bit too sharp, a bit too strong, and it's nauseating to me. Like, you know, after wearing it for, I don't know, a period of time, it's just overwhelming, and I don't like it. It's just a bit too much, if that makes sense. But just smelling it now, it smells nice, but I just find it too nauseating when I actually wear it, just because it's so strong. So anyway, that one is L'Orchestre Parfum. I should say it with the... So that is L'Orchestre, and that was Bouquet Encore. So there we have it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Those are the first 5 fragrances that will be leaving my collection. I'm pretty sure there will be more to follow, but I'm just not doing them all in the one video because I don't have the time to film a super long video these days. So let me know where you're at with your perfume collection, which ones have been your go-tos. Do you have a small pool of go-to scents, or do you have a very big collection? I'd be interested to hear. At the moment, as it stands, like, I would consider my collection to be pretty big, but like I said, I want to whittle that down now, and I only want to have ones that I wear and love regularly. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye!